Your paycheck looks the same as it did 3 years ago, maybe a little higher, but you're poorer now than you were then. Not because you were laid off, not because your salary was cut, but because something far quieter happened. Between 2020 and 2024, the average American worker took the largest effective pay cut in modern history. And by the end of this video, I'm going to show you the 3 things that caused it, the one group of people who saw it coming, and the only real way to stop it from happening again. Let's start with what most people noticed. Groceries got expensive, rent went up, gas prices spiked. Everyone felt it. But here's what almost no one connected. Those weren't just price increases, they were symptoms of something deeper. A structural shift in how wealth moves through the economy. And once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. In 2020, the median household income in America was about $67,500. By 2023, it had risen to roughly $74,500. On paper, that's a $7,000 raise. But during that same period, inflation rose by over 20%, which means that $74,500 in 2023 bought what $62,000 would have bought in 2020. The number went up, the value went down. You got a raise, but you got poorer. Now here's where it gets worse, because inflation is just an average. It doesn't tell you what actually happened to the things you need to survive. Housing didn't go up 20%, it went up 33%. Childcare didn't go up 20%, it went up 30% in some states. Healthcare, education, rent, all faster than the average. So even if your paycheck kept pace with inflation, it couldn't keep pace with life. And that gap, that's the pay cut. But here's the part that should make you angry. There was one group of people who saw this coming, and they didn't just see it, they positioned themselves to profit from it. While wages were stagnating and prices were rising, assets were exploding. The S&P 500 gained over 50% between 2020 and 2024. Real estate values doubled in some markets. Crypto had its moment. Wealth was being created at a historic rate, but only for people who already had wealth. If you owned a home in 2020, you got richer. If you owned stocks, you got richer. If you had capital, you won. But if you were living paycheck to paycheck, if you were saving in a checking account, if you were renting while trying to buy, you got left behind. Not because you made bad decisions, but because the system rewarded assets and punished labor. Let me show you what this looked like in practice. In 2020, if you had $50,000 saved for a down payment on a $300,000 home, you were close. By 2023, that same home cost $400,000. Your savings didn't shrink, but the goal moved, and it moved faster than you could save. Meanwhile, someone who already owned that home, they just made $100,000 without working, without risk, just by owning. This is what economists don't say out loud. Inflation doesn't hurt everyone equally. It punishes savers and rewards debtors. It punishes workers and rewards owners. It's a transfer mechanism, and between 2020 and 2024, it transferred wealth from the bottom 50% to the top 10%, silently, legally, completely by design. So what do? How do you stop this from happening to you again? Here's the uncomfortable truth. You can't out-earn this with a salary alone. Not anymore. The math doesn't work. If wages grow at 3% and assets grow at 10%, you will never catch up by working harder. The only way to survive this system is to stop playing by its rules. First, you have to own assets. Not someday, now. Even small ones. A brokerage account, a retirement fund, fractional shares, real estate if you can. Because the next time this happens, and it will happen again, you need to be on the side that benefits. Second, you have to stop thinking of savings as safety. Cash lost 20% of its value in 3 years. If you're holding money in a checking account, you're not being safe, you're being slowly robbed. Inflation is a tax on cash, and it's the most regressive tax there is. Third, you have to understand debt differently. The rich use debt to buy assets. The middle class uses debt to buy liabilities. A mortgage at 3% while your house appreciates at 10%, that's leverage. A credit card at 22% to buy groceries, that's a trap. The system rewards one and punishes the other. And fourth, you have to accept that the old playbook is dead. Your parents' advice doesn't work anymore. Save your money, work hard, stay loyal. That was the blueprint for a different economy, one where wages tracked productivity, where housing was affordable, where a single income could support a family. That economy is gone, and pretending it's coming back will only make you poorer. So here's the truth. The largest pay cut in modern history didn't come from a recession or a layoff or a market crash. It came from the quiet structural rewiring of the economy itself, from a system that made wealth easier to preserve than to build, that punished labor and rewarded capital, that moved the finish line while you were running. You didn't fail. You didn't mess up. You just lived through a decade where the rules changed, and no one told you. But now you know, and knowing means you can adapt. You can stop playing defense. You can stop saving in cash and start building equity. You can stop waiting for the system to fix itself and start protecting yourself from the next wave. Because this will happen again. Maybe not next year, maybe not in 5 years, but it will happen. And the only question is, will you be ready? The largest pay cut in history already happened. The next one is coming. Make sure you're on the right side of it. If this changed how you see your paycheck, share it. The algorithm rewards watch time, but the real impact comes from people actually understanding this. I'll see you in the next one.